It's not me, it's you. Have you ever heard the reverse? It's not you, it's me. But somehow it is you, right? Like if you break up with someone, it's because there's something about them that doesn't work. But what if it was you after all? Because I believe that it takes two. So yes, of course, and this can apply to any situation when you get let go at your job, or when you don't get along with a client, or if you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to establish a connection with a potential client and they don't choose you, they go with somebody else. So somehow they are kind of breaking up with you and they're saying, it's not you, it's me, or we're looking for something else. But what it is they're just trying to save your ego from being hurt, because really there's something about you that didn't fit. What we need to understand with any breakup situation, whether it's in a corporation or in love and romance, we want to understand that somehow we all have our own meta programs, our own way, our own internal drivers, our own way of being motivated, inspired. And somehow we have many different systems in our brain, and the meta programs are kind of one of those systems that will control the other systems in our mind. And when I work in corporations, for example, we establish if people are either big picture or detail. So that's one of the meta programs. So people that are big picture will be very unhappy in a job where they need to break down all the details on how they will make something happen, because they're good at looking at the big picture to make every part connect together, while the detail people will not be able to see the big picture. But we need to know that, because we need the team to involve all the different types. Same if an employee, or if you are an entrepreneur and you need to create your own social media, but you're not good at this. This is not something that you're good at. You might be very unhappy in a position, or if you have your own business, if you have to create stuff, if you're not a creative type. Maybe you are a creative type and then you will totally thrive in that kind of position. And very often, too much of letting go happens for the wrong reason. It's because people apply for positions where they think that they would like that, or maybe they like the salary that's associated, or the title, or they think that they will be very good at working with others or at managing people, but they just don't have that meta program. They like to work alone, so they would not be happy in a customer service situation, or when they would have to solve problems from that happened in the past. Somebody coming back to you to tell you, well, you know what? There was a problem with my product, or there was a problem with the service and we need to fix it. Some people don't like that because they are geared towards, their meta program is more towards creating something new, getting new customer, instead of going back to fix challenges or customer service from past experiences and fixing the past. But a lot of people are fixers and they like that, try to fix things. So we need to understand that there's a need for communication. There's a need to identify all the different strengths from the members of the team and making sure that everybody fits together. And that in one specific team, or if you have a big corporation with different managers, you might need to identify that all your managers are not the same, and that they are all bringing different pieces to the team. So when you have leadership meetings, you have many different kind of ways of seeing things. So it's very important to have conversations, and it's the same thing in love and romance, right? Or what if you are in a relationship, you're just about to break up. and you say, oh, it's not you, it's me. Well, maybe before getting there, there's a way to communicate and try to identify, is this really the person that fits? And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's fine. You realize that the two personalities are not a fit, or there's not enough passion, or there's not enough love, or there's not enough with love and romance, you are planning a future and spending a big chunk of time together. So that person needs to have your back. And if you're not feeling it and you're not breaking up with that person, you're keeping them from meeting the person that they're supposed to be, because obviously it's not you. So if you're not in love and if it's not working, and it's the same thing for corporations, maybe if you are not communicating and you're not getting along, it's time to find a new job, or it's time as the employer to find a new employee. If you are an entrepreneur and you're working for yourself and you are facing some tasks, because as an entrepreneur, you have to be Mrs. Know-it-all, right? And we are not. So there are lots of things that you should maybe delegate and find other people that are good at that stuff. If you find yourself being in front of mountains of challenges that you feel like, this is not you, I'm good at what I do, but I don't want to have to sell my services, or I don't want to have to do my own marketing. So there are tasks that you love, there are tasks that not so good. Sometimes it's time for you to learn a skill, right? Because in a corporation, you might want to keep your job and you're willing to learn what it takes in order to like to work with people more if you want to be a manager of a team. But it always comes back to, what is it that you are? So first, spend some time on yourself to see, what am I? What is my style? What are my meta programs? There's over 60 that were identified. I personally work with about 14 or 15 when I work in corporations, or when I do one-on-one, or preparing people to go do a job interview, just to identify exactly what are their strengths and what are the meta programs that will make them be a certain way. So hopefully this was something that brought a lot of light, maybe light bulbs into your daily task, or into your relationships at home, because we are all different. We need everybody in life. Sometimes it's time to say goodbye. Sometimes it's time to work for it and keep the relationship that you're in. And let's always remember, it does take two to tango, and it's never you, it's me, or me, it's you. It takes both. So let's remember that we always have a part to play in whatever is happening to us, and we can become everything that we want to be. So that's the main message, is that whatever it is that we've decided, what is important is to know ourselves, and then to know that if there are some pieces of ourselves that we're not agreeing with, or that we don't like, or some things that we would be beneficial for us to have and we don't have it, well, maybe it's time to go acquire that skill and be willing to change.